Hello everyone. Hallo zusammen. Should be live. I think I am, yeah. I guess so. It's always the question, but it is what it is, you know. Sometimes you never know for sure, you know. That is the thing with, you know, technology and everything. So, can be a bit tricky here and there. So, please forgive me for checking twice. Anyway, let's see if I can just pop out the chat. Mirotaya! Hi! Thanks for tuning in. How are you doing? Hi. Whoop. Gotta fix things here real quick. A little bit. Yeah. I think it's kinda alright this way. Benjamin Lennon! Hi! Hallo! Wie geht's dir? How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I wanted to say long time no see, but it's actually not true because I also streamed at the beginning of the month for my 8-year channel anniversary. So it's been a few days, but not too many. Coding Beast! Hi! Thanks for tuning in as well. How are you doing? I hope you guys are great. I mean, you are great, I know that, but you're doing great and everything. Paula Scheib. Or Scheib? Scheib, I think, yeah. Paula Scheib. Hi, Paula. Thanks for tuning in. Hi. I'm doing great. How are you? Yes. Well, me too, actually. I can't complain, you know. Yeah. Everything's fine. Carl Herring, hi. Hi, Carl. Nice to see you again. Hi, Dave. Your finger looks better. Yes, it does, but it's still a bit wonky. You know, if that's the correct word to describe it. But because the nail bed was damaged because of the nail bed inflammation that I had. Yeah, the nail itself is sort of not growing steadily, like evenly. Which is kind of annoying, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it will take some time to get really, you know, back to where it was, I guess. I hope. I don't know. Mir geht's gut, says Benjamin. That's awesome. Not bad. How about you? Well, I can't complain. Tomorrow it's gonna be 1 month since my tomcat Hugo moved in with me. Which is insane. So, yeah, that's time flies. What can I tell you? You know, the older you get, I feel, the more time seems to fly. It's crazy. You may hear many people say that here and there, but it's true. At least I feel the same. You know. But I don't want to complain. You know. Apart from that. Congrats on 8 years, Dave. Thank you very much. Gerard, I hope it's Gerard Tyrell. Hi, Gerard. And welcome, of course. Thanks for tuning in. What happened to your finger? Sorry if you said before. No worries. Ouch, what did you do to your finger, Dave? I had a nail bed inflammation, die Nagelbettentzündung, which basically is like an infection of the finger. In my case, it was the fingertip that got really swollen. Really hot, pulsating even, and yeah, just overall it was hurting a lot, and I was hurting a lot. Really uncomfortable feeling, to be honest, and I was lucky enough that I got to I went to the doctor early on, because otherwise it can be or become quite dangerous if you don't treat it immediately, because you know, if treated professionally, that means it, theoretically speaking, can also attack and infect the bone, which in some severe cases means that the bone has to get amputated. And yeah, luckily that wasn't the case, so no worries at all. But I couldn't really work on videos for 3 weeks, like best of 3 weeks. I couldn't really work in general, so yeah, That was it. Really annoying. Never had that before either, so that was a completely new experience that I don't want to repeat ever again, if possible. And you know, it's been like more than a month now since the inflammation, so it's back to normal, kind of, with the exception of the nail itself, which still looks kind of sturdy, like really wonky, as I said before, a little bit, which, yeah, is somewhat annoying, but what can you do, you know? Don't want to complain about that stuff, really. I can't imagine that. I couldn't before I got the inflammation either, so you're not alone. And you know, it's I mean, I'm left-handed, that's the good thing, because it was on my right index finger, you know. But it still was annoying as hell, because of course, you know, in daily life you use both hands so often, you cannot not use it, you know, even, you know, subconsciously, you know, opening doors and everything, or, you know, eating with fork and knife and whatever. You just use it every day, and there's no way around it. So I really had to get used to, you know, using, like, don't write with my right hand, but, you know, for instance, imagine this being a fork. I basically ate, like, and it was really, yeah. And it was really painful, actually, yeah. My mom had an infection so bad on her finger, they went in and scraped her infected parts out. Wow. They cut it right before it got to the bone. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was similar in my case. I don't know how much I would have had left in terms of it getting to the bone, but it had to get, you know, I had surgery done on the finger, so they definitely cut it open as well, and yeah, you know, don't want to go into details here, but I got anesthetized, I guess you say, you know, here and here, you know, 2 syringes into this finger here, and then I had to wait. I think I waited for like half an hour until it really worked. You know, anesthetication? How do you say? I don't know. And yeah, then they did what they did. I guess I actually got a little, like a ball, like an orb, inserted into the finger with antibiotics. So it constantly basically flooded the finger with antibiotics. And ja. Moin Tobi, mein Bart ist nicht lila, ich bin einfach nur ein bisschen transparent. Ich fand das eigentlich ganz cool. Aber es sieht so ein bisschen so aus, ne? Als wenn ich es ein bisschen gefärbt hätte oder so. Aber nein. Alles gut. Wie geht's dir? Psst, by the way, I'm Irish. Plain old G's will do me. G's, okay. If I can remember. But Gérard, yeah, I mean, it sounds French, I know. Gerard, maybe it's the more English pronunciation of the name. I always think, you know, when I read that name, I always think of Gérard Depardieu, you know, the French or Russian actor. How long does it take to heal properly? Usually like up to 2 to 3 weeks. In my case, 3 weeks, yeah. Bet you were hitting it off everything as well. Yes. Yes. What's your favorite Rammstein album if Reise Reise wasn't your favorite album? Mirotaya asks. Okay. That's a tough one. I have to think about that for a moment. Hmm. That's a really tough decision. Maybe it's a tie between Mutter and the self-titled one. I think it's gonna be a tie between them. Yeah. I guess even though Zeit, the latest one is also really, really good. Really enjoy that as well. Liebe ist für alle da, of course. It's that's a tough decision, man. It's yeah, almost impossible. Unmöglich, Danke, mir geht's gut, bin alt geworden. Wie hast du das denn jetzt gemerkt? Hast du Schmerzen? Hast du Rücken? Oder was? Some German thrown in there in between, when I'm speaking with Tobias in the chat. Tobias. Don't you worry. By the way, talking about or speaking German in that sense, actually, I plan on having the second edition of the German stream next month. So, in case you're interested in that, it's going to be a stream completely auf Deutsch in German, and of course, I encourage you guys, if you want to participate, to ask your questions in German as well. Even if you make mistakes, that is totally fine. Don't you worry at all. Ach, Geburtstag heute oder wann? I mean, to be honest, it isn't that bad compared to a broken femur. What is a femur, though? I don't know. Meins ist Reise. Yeah. Meins auch. Speaking of Rammstein, thanks for putting me onto their superb cover of Das Model. And it a gem? I think it is a gem. Yeah. And it's a gem in the sense of GIM, but also JAM. It's a jam. It's a cool song. That means. I love the riffing in that one. Great cover. But they do really great covers in general. For instance, the stripped one by Depeche Mode, the Depeche Mode cover, superb as well, in its own right. So, love it. Ja, und was trinken wir denn? Anonymity. Anymore. I'm sorry. Zero anonymity anymore. That's the correct way to say it. Und was trinken wir denn? Wir trinken Radler. Von einer Marke, die ich natürlich nicht weiter nennen möchte. Aber, ja. Ne? Sieht auch irgendwie fancy aus, dem Greenscreen. Wer warst du nochmal? Anonymity anymore. Ich überlege gerade. Hast du nochmal? Ist immer so schwierig mit den ganzen Namen. Letzten Samstag, ja, alles Gute nachträglich auf jeden Fall, Tobi. Hast du einen schönen Geburtstag gehabt? Leg bone. Oh. Well, I never, had anything broken yet, so knocking on wood. Didn't make that experience yet, so, and I don't wanna, if I can avoid it, but anonymity. Ja, aber auch ein bisschen Zungenbrecher, muss man gestehen, ehrlich gesagt. Also kann man leichter aussprechen, finde ich. Aber gut. Ist auch einfach nur meine Zunge, also es ist absolut nicht deine Schuld, weil du einen Zungenbrecher-Nickname hast, sondern einfach nur meine Zunge, von daher alles gut. What's your favorite film? Benjamin Lenton asks. Wow, that's also a tough one. There are many. I'm a big fan of moody, obscure thrillers. Yeah, like high-quality psychological thriller productions like Seven, for instance. Silence of the Lambs, of course. but I also like something, many Johnny Depp movies from the late 90s and the early 2000s, especially Sleepy Hollow, for instance, From Hell, The Ninth Gate, Die Neun Pforten, also awesome. But I also really enjoy many Christopher Nolan movies. Memento, Inception, The Dark Knight, Interstellar. I'm really looking forward to Oppenheimer, which will be released this year, in like 1 or 2 months, I think, from now. So, Dave's tongue is French. Get in line, lady. Hey. Wer bist du nochmal? Anonymity. Ich glaube, du bist jemand, den ich kenne, oder? Kann das sein? Tarantino, ja. Tarantino movies, Django Unchained, really good. Yeah, I think, David Fincher movies. Panic Room, I really like. Seven is by David Fincher as well. But there are a few David Fincher movies that I haven't watched yet. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, for instance, being one of them. I also really like Fight Club, one of my all-time favorite movies. The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Yeah, many more. Die Indiana Jones oder die Fluch der Karibik-Reihe mag ich sehr. Ja, die finde ich auch sehr, sehr geil. Ich mag tatsächlich auch den 4. Indiana Jones-Film. Also ich finde nicht, ich würde jetzt nicht auf dieselbe Stufe stellen wie die ersten 3, aber ist halt trotzdem cool, ist halt abgedreht, da muss man sich halt drauf einlassen. Von daher. Wer bin ich? Ich weiß nicht. I love The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Even though it's, the David Fincher version is a remake of the original Swedish version, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I haven't seen that one either. So, yeah, definitely on my watch list. Definitely. Definitely, I'm sorry. Definitely, of course. Yeah. By the way, I tried something for today. I don't know if it works. I mean, I tested it before the stream. And maybe if Hugo decides to join the stream, Hugo is my cat. He, I have something here for him. If he likes some treats, maybe he will show. Can't promise anything because, he's gonna do the way he wants. Fincher mag ich auch, ja. I can't stay long. Tiffany, hi! Thanks for tuning in, Tiff. How are you doing? And thanks for being here, even if you can't stay long. That is much appreciated, of course, though. It's really... It's really sad that most of the time, I seem to be streaming at times where you are about to go to work and stuff because of the time difference, That's, yeah. I'm sorry. Don't do it on purpose, Tiff. Not in the slightest. Hast du die Serie Mindhunter gesehen? Die wurde auch von Fincher gedreht und produziert. Ja, die finde ich auch richtig geil, aber da soll es leider erstmal nicht mit weitergehen. Tobias asked if I saw the series Mindhunter on Netflix, and I did, yeah. Big fan of that as well. Even though, they, as far as I know, David Fincher has basically dropped it by now. Like, he doesn't want to continue with it for the time being, which is a pity because it's a great, great show. But, in terms of series, Dahmer, Dark, many, many more to mention there as well. Breaking Bad, of course, which I made a video about, or like 2 or 3 videos about even. Learn German with Breaking Bad, in which I basically explain a few German scenes, in the series. I basically explained a few, related terms and what they would be translated in German and stuff like that. So if you are interested in that, checking that out, just type in definitely Breaking Bad, and then you should find it. Love it. I mean, not the videos. Also, even though, otherwise I wouldn't have made them. But the series, and El Camino and Better Call Saul and awesome. Just awesome. Love the Dragon Tattoo movies, even the remake. I think he also loves them. The Dragon Tattoos movies. If Liebe ist für alle da wasn't my favorite Rammstein album, my favorite Rammstein album would be either Sehnsucht or Rosenrot. Yeah, I do enjoy those albums as well, but both those albums, Sehnsucht and Rosenrot, have the same problem for me personally. Which, don't get me wrong, doesn't mean that I dislike them in the slightest or something like, stuff like that. But the latter half of both those albums, Sehnsucht and Rosenrot, doesn't really hold up with the first half to me. It's okay, and the first half of those albums are great. Both first halves are great, but the second half, I don't know, falls a bit flat for me personally in comparison. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Both of my names are associated with wealth, and I'm just an average income. Is it? You mean in America or what? I don't know. Huh? Is Hallmark? Is that a company, like well-known company? Because I don't know it. But feel free to enlighten me. Correct me if I say it wrong. Wer ist dein Lieblingsschauspieler? Pretty much all right, I'm gonna type it into the chat for you. Wer ist dein Lieblingsschauspieler? And you can write it as a compound word. Schauspieler. Who is your favorite actor? Lieblingsschauspieler. But awesome that you tried, though. Much appreciated. So much respect. Hugo, komm her. Möchtest du was haben? Hm? Ja? Dann komm mal hier hoch. Komm. Komm. My cat just arrived. Komm. Willst du Leckerlis haben? Maybe. I'm sorry. I basically, yeah. My favorite actor, Johnny Depp, definitely among them. Ian McKellen. Cillian Murphy, which I used to call Cillian because I didn't know that it's Killian. By the way, Bale, yeah, Christian Bale, Robert Downey Jr., yeah. I mean, there are many. Yeah, from the top of my head, those basically. Christopher Lee, of course, great Christopher. Anthony Hopkins. Yeah. All-time classics. Hugo, hi. Whoops. My cat just arrived. And now I'm gonna try something. Let's see if it works. Give me a moment, please. Hugo, ich sehe nix. Na. All right, I'm gonna try something for you guys. Yeah. Mm. Come on, here. Hugo, here. Here. Yeah, kind of works. Kind of works. Kind of works. Ein Dachhase? Was ist ein Dachhase? Ja. Deine Katze ist so schön. Hast du gehört, Hugo? Hm? Die sagen, du bist schön. They say you're beautiful. Handsome. Yeah, he's really cute. Gute Katze. Or guter Kater in his case, because he's a male cat. A tomcat. Ja. Hm? Du bist im Internet. You're on the internet. Okay, 2 last ones for today. Because we don't want to exaggerate. Oops. Yep, Hugo. Yep. Psst, psst. Fine. So. Ich glaube. Maybe I'm gonna. Oops. Sorry. No, don't want to move that. Ah, don't want to move that. Let's see. I would like to move this little cam right here. This one. Okay, that was it. That was the cat cam time, everyone. But at least, you know, for a little while it worked. Hugo, ja, was ist denn los? Yeah, he's meowing in the background. Anyway, back to you guys. I'm sorry. Dachhase. Never heard of that term. Never ever heard of that term. I'm sorry. Dachhase. Let's see. Sir Ian McKellen is sehr gut. Yes, he is. I'm not going to lie about the moment. Das Model is a good song for me. But at the moment, yeah, it is. You know, it's a damn catchy tune. Ein Katzi, ja. He just turns 8 years old. You know, he just turned 8 a couple of days ago. Hugo will fressen, genau. Ach, der Hugo ist geduldig, das ist schon. Aha, okay. Interessant. Habe ich noch nie von gehört. Aber gut zu wissen. Anonymity anymore. 0. Wrong order, but you know. 0 anonymity anymore. But good to know, you know. Anyway. Let's go back to this. Yeah. Do you have cats, I wonder? Or do you have pets in general? Das Haustier it is. The house animal, translated literally. Das Haustier. I got a cat which I got in 2018 as a kitten, and he's cuddly and playful. That's awesome. How do you... From Texas. Kevin! Hi! Thanks for tuning in. And cheers to Texas, of course. From Germany. How are you doing? I think Lügen sounds almost the same song as Tally by Blackpink. I don't know that band or that artist, I'm afraid. But I'm gonna take a note and I'm gonna listen to it afterwards. So thanks for the suggestion. Much appreciated. By the way, guys, now that you're here, some of you may have read it as well. If I may ask a small quick favor of you, if you want to, you can do me a big favor by just, spending like maybe a minute at the max or so, or maybe two. There is a nomination process going on for a YouTube award, sort of. And you can nominate your favorite channel or channels that you enjoy, and also say why they should win the prize, the trophy. And I'm gonna post the link into the chat, so if you wanna nominate me, of course, I wouldn't mind. Gonna pin it up there as well. So if you wanna nominate my channel there, that's much appreciated, of course. You can do that up until May 7th. So there's still a few days to go. And yeah, that's basically it. So the winner gets a personalized trophy and also a 1-year membership of the I think it's the TubeBuddy Legends package. TubeBuddy basically is a YouTube marketing tool, set of tools that you can use, that creators can use, YouTubers can use for their videos and everything, in terms of keywords, research and tech research and the like. I've been using it for quite a while, but not that luxurious, big package, of course. So with even more opportunities to pursue. 4 dogs and 4 cats here. Wow. Jeez. Karl Herring has 2 cats. 2 Tomcats, I'm sorry. 2 Kater. Wir haben 5 Katzen und einen Hund. Wow, Kevin. I mean, I guess maybe in Texas, maybe I have the wrong perception of Texas. But when I think of Texas as a German who has never been to the US yet, by the way, this is something that I really would like to do at some point. I imagine that most people in Texas live on ranches. Is that true? Like, is it the way I think, or many Germans may think of Texas, very rural and ranch heavy state? But maybe I'm wrong. With lots of space, of course, also great for animals, But maybe I'm completely off the track. Delta Juliet, Juliet, I think, right? Delta Juliet. Hi, thanks for tuning in. Do you ever watch movies about gladiators? That's a very specific question. I haven't seen Gladiator the movie yet, I'm afraid. I really have to say I haven't watched it yet. No. And I think, apart from that, I haven't really watched any movie that features gladiators. I don't think. Is like the Hunger Games, does that count? Sort of like in an abstract way? I don't know. Ja. Chillen wir noch mit Meister Lenzia? Ja, klar. I haven't seen him in a while because he has a little puppy, and he and his girlfriend, they have to get used to the puppy, of course, and the puppy has to get used to the new environment and everything. But we're still in touch. We're still friends. Nothing has changed on that end. It's just that me with Hugo getting used to my apartment and their puppy, Doggy D. Ruffy, getting used to their place, and their environment. That just, yeah. But I'm pretty sure that we will meet up again, in the upcoming weeks at some point. Yeah. Still playing Dungeons and Dragons together, for instance, with our friends. So yeah. Let's see. And I got 2 Herman tortoises. You say it like that? Tortoise? Tortoises. 1 female and male, and they are called Shelley and Sheldon. Nice names. I see. Interesting animals, I think, right? Something different, definitely. Definitely, I'm sorry. How would you say our landlord doesn't allow in German? I know Haustiere is pets. Unser Vermieter verbietet uns. Unser Vermieter verbietet. Der Vermieter. Or if it's a female landlord, landlady, in fact, it's die Vermieterin. Unsere Vermieterin. Vermieterin verbietet. Female. Die Vermieterin. Yeah. Luxurious big package. Are all male cats called tomcats? I thought tomcats were wild cats who have lots of cat girlfriends. Tortoises. Yeah. And be nice to each other, everyone, please. Thanks. No need to mock each other here in the slightest. Spread the good vibes, not the bad ones. But I don't know anonymity anymore. 0. I'm sorry. Anyway, I think tomcats is a general term for male cats, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. Anyway, you know what I mean. Bre. Bliss, hi. Thanks for tuning in. Nice name, by the way. If you could go to any country in the world, where would you go? Wow. There's lots of countries that I would like to go, which also has to do with me not having traveled too much in my life yet. I've never been outside of Europe, for instance. I've only been to France once. I've been to the Czech Republic once. I've been to the Netherlands once. That's about it, I guess. Yeah. So, Japan, definitely high on the list. America, as a country, the United States, of course, California, and the like. Definitely. Sweden, Scandinavian countries, Australia, New Zealand, but also, African countries, definitely. I would really like to go to Egypt and see the pyramids and everything, the Valley of the Kings, I've always been fascinated by that, ever since my childhood, basically. So there are lots of countries that I would like to go to. Spain, Canada, of course, and the UK. Okay, let's see. Thanks for the question, though. Kevin says, depends on where you are in Texas. We are in a standard issue American suburb just outside of San Antonio. I see. The ranches that you're thinking of start about 20 kilometers farther out. Ah, see, I didn't know that, Kevin. Thanks for telling me, because that is stuff that I guess most Germans don't know, and I didn't know either. So, yeah, I guess it's the same thing with New Mexico. When people think of New Mexico, maybe also because of Breaking Bad and the like, they keep thinking of those high, orange, like reddish, brownish mountains at the sides, and a single street running through it. Running through them, stuff like that. Route 66, something like that. Which I guess it's part of it. Albuquerque, desert-like regions, but I guess it doesn't really apply to the whole state, I don't think. But I don't know. Once again, I don't know. Dave has slowly named every country in the world. I mean, I'm generally speaking, I'm a really curious person, and I am really curious about other cultures and regions, especially those ones that are different to what I'm used to as a German, or like as a European, or as a Western world person, Hence, I'm really interested in Asia, for instance, Asian countries. Korea would also be interesting. China, Indonesia, Thailand, all those countries. Yeah. And thank you very much, Coding Beast. And thanks to everyone else for nominating my channel. You can find the link up there or in the chat pinned there if you want to nominate them for the TubeBuddy Awards. That is much appreciated. And maybe with a little bit of luck, I may have a chance. I don't know. I can't say. I would love to go to Latvia for a month again. I would like to go to Germany. Ah. So have you been to Germany before, Coding Bees, or would it be your first time? Sorry if you already said that, but sometimes my brain is a bit mushy. Mushy. Which is the German term for, well, it's a German slang slur term for the V, if you know what I mean. Not that V, but the die Muschi. But you could also say that to a cat, actually. It's the same thing, same nickname for a cat. Die Muschi. Delta Juliet, I'm afraid I can't answer that question about what is the best German Hefeweizenbier. What's that in English? I don't know. Something wheat beer. I can tell you that because I don't know. I really don't know too much about beer, to be honest. I like Radler and mixed beers, with Coca-Cola, for instance, but I'm not the biggest fan of beer necessarily. So I'm not an expert when it comes to that. Maybe Tobias may be able to answer that, fellow German. Albuquerque. There's two things that people associate with Albuquerque these days, I think. The first one being Bugs Bunny, and the second one being Breaking Bad. And Los Pollos Hermanos, of course, the fake restaurant. But really cool. Gus Fring. By the way, the last name Fring of Gus Fring, the character from Breaking Bad, is derived from a German football player. Thorsten Frings. Yeah. Let's see. Tomcat Melcat has not been neutered. Okay, I see. So then he's just, I guess he is a male cat then, I guess. Yeah. Thanks for telling me, Carl. I hope I can remember that. memorize. I want to travel to Germany. Yeah, feel free to. I mean, there are lots of cool places in Germany to check out. Depends on what you're interested in, of course. The bigger cities such as Berlin, Hamburg, Munich, Cologne, Düsseldorf, also worth a visit. But also, you know, for instance, where I live in the Sauerland region, there's lots of nature. If you like hiking and the like, that's the place to go. My family ancestry DNA test traces my family, to outskirts of Austria. Interesting. I mean, your last name definitely, you know, just from saying that, Paula Scheib sounds like a legit German name in its own right, in a way. If you say it that way, the German way. Yeah. Would totally blend in with other German names, you know, or Austrian German names, for that matter. So yeah, that definitely works. And thank you very much, Paula, for doing that as well. Much appreciated. Really, really appreciate it. First time I would like to see the Zeit album statue in person. That is in Berlin, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the tower. And I would like to go there as well, to be honest. Because it's a really, really cool tower. Really monumental. Berangerie, hi! Thanks for tuning in. How are you doing? Excuse me. Gut zu wissen. Thank Karl der Große. Karl the Great. But he is great. No problem, and wheat beer is what is in English. What is Hefe in English again? Can't come up with it. I know the term. Hefe. Die Hefe. Is it? No, it's not wheat though. Wheat is Weizen. Yeah. Can't recall it at the moment. Thanks for the response though. You're welcome. You know, feel free to ask along. Botch TV, hi. Thanks for tuning in. First time tuning in, I guess. Maybe. Botch TV, greetings from New York, soon to be in Texas. Oh. On vacation, or are you moving there permanently? Bestes Bier Oettinger. I mean, Oettinger Radler is quite alright, quite delicious, to be honest, yeah. Personal opinion, all beer alcohol tastes gross, and juices taste better. I drink alcohol only for the effects. Yeah, I mean, you can argue that, of course. You know, I'm not the biggest drinker either anymore. I mean, I used to drink a little bit here and there, or a little more, you know, at parties with friends. But now that I also take some, what's it called? Blood pressure tablets, you know, I'm a little bit of a, yeah, more careful with that kind of stuff. So anyway, Schäferhofer sind die besten. I hadn't had a Schäferhofer in a long while though, but thanks for reminding me, Delta Juliet. Maybe I should actually get some Schäferhofer next time I'm ordering food, like my groceries. So I'm gonna just check if they have it. Schäferhofer. Think they have it. Schäferhofer grapefruit. Yes. Awesome. Especially when it's warmer, it's really, really delicious, I think. Schäferhofer Weizen. Ah. Not sponsored. Wouldn't mind though, but I'm not. That being said though, there may be a few, maybe 1 or 2, 3-ish sponsored videos coming up at some point. I don't know yet, Have to check their inquiries, but I received a few, and yeah. But even if I'm gonna do, sponsorings or product placements on this channel, they're always gonna be within the concept of the channel, so you can learn some German in those videos as well, and they will definitely be, on par, basically, or in the same realm, in the same context of the channel. So, but we'll see. Just so you know, I also have to pay the bills. What can I do? We'll see. Better Call Saul habe ich mittlerweile durch. Ja, schon lange. And Yusuf Chitani. Hi, Yusuf. Thanks for tuning in. Nice to see you here. Hi there. I don't know if this has been asked before, but do you have a favorite Rammstein album, you mean? Mine is Liebe ist für alle da. Or least favorite, you mean? Okay. Least favorite one hasn't been asked in a while, that I can say. I also did a ranking of Rammstein albums a couple of years ago, but without Zeit in it because it wasn't released when I made the video. My least favorite. Like overall, I guess yeast. Thank you very much, Carl. That was the term I was looking for. Yeast. Yeast Coast. Yo. Anyway, coming back to the question, I think, unpopular opinion here, Herzeleid and Rosenrot as albums. There are many great songs on those albums as well, don't get me wrong, and I do like those albums, but in comparison, I think they are among my least favorite Rammstein albums, to be honest. Yeah. Mirotaya asks, what are your emotional Rammstein songs? My song choices are Roter Sand, Frühling in Paris, and Ein Lied. The title track Zeit of the latest album definitely is one of them. Highly philosophical and thought-provoking song. Beautiful track. Adieu on the same album. The album, many songs on that actually. Yeah, I think in terms of Stirb nicht vor mir, Don't Die Before I Do, would be another one coming to mind. There are many other songs by Rammstein that I react to in an emotional way, but in a positive way. Most of the time they get me energized and everything. So there's a different emotional take on the songs, of course, but I think you rather mean songs that are like almost make you cry, and that evoke certain melancholic feelings, I guess. But yeah, those songs. Kevin asks, are you familiar with Deichkind's song Selber machen lassen? I'm vaguely aware of it, yeah, but I couldn't really recall the song or sing the song from the top of my head. But I like Deichkind, yeah. I'm told the best way to translate the title is have somebody else do it yourself. And that makes the video all the more amusing. I haven't watched the video either, so... oh! No, sorry. I have watched the video because you wrote that many other artists feature in that. Yes, I have watched it. I have definitely listened to the song, but I'm not that familiar with it though. Selber machen lassen. Selber machen would be well, DIY basically, do it yourself. And selber machen lassen doesn't really make sense as a term, like as a metaphor, because it means let somebody else do it yourself, let somebody do it yourself for you. If that, but your translation, have somebody else do it yourself, definitely also works really well. Yeah. Whereabouts in Texas? I'm sorry, I have to really catch up with you guys a little bit more. Bre Bliss says, some names got changed when immigrants came to the US back in the day. Moving there permanently, about 30 minutes from Houston. Dave is making me sad. Let's talk about happy things like butterflies and baby smiles. Not blood pressure pills. Well, that's life though. I mean, to be honest, they make me, not in the literal sense, but they help me living a healthier life. So in a way, they also make me happier taking them. Like I said before, not in the literal sense. They don't make me feel happier. I mean, I'm usually almost always quite happy anyway. So, but I'm definitely glad that I take them now, because yeah, that's nothing to be careless about. Blood pressure, high blood pressure, in my case, for instance. So, yeah. Could it be that Paula's last name comes from the shape of the Earth? Die Scheibe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it's not the shape of the real Earth, though, of course, flat earther and everything. No. Was ich liebe is probably the most emotional one for me. Yeah, that's also quite emotional one. Yeah, quite sad one, actually. That's true. Gotta head for now. Mein Sohn spielt jetzt Videospiele. Spielt Warframe an der PlayStation 5. I don't have a PS5, sadly. At some point, I really need to get one as well. And thanks for tuning in, though, Paula. And yeah, once more, thanks for wanting to nominate my channel. It's much, much appreciated. So, yeah. Thank you. And see you next time. Maybe, hopefully. Who knows? Have a nice weekend, of course. Respectable choice. I think they are some of the weakest albums on the whole. Yeah. Engel is my favorite Rammstein song. It's definitely a great song, It's a little bit, in terms of German radio play, I think it's a little bit overplayed in comparison, but it's a great song. And it really put Rammstein onto the foreground, or in the foreground, for many Germans back in the day, in the late 90s, that hadn't heard about the band before. So it was even played by some mainstream radio stations, So they definitely got quite some exposure through that song being played on German radio stations. I like Ohne Dich. Ohne Dich is also very heartbreaking, yeah. Mein Herz brennt, yes, as well. My favorite song changes depending on my mood. I find myself singing Mein Herz brennt, or Dalai Lama is also a really, really good one. Yes, Stein um Stein. Alright, guys. I think that's it for today, sort of. Gonna call it a day. But don't you worry. I'm gonna be back with more streaming shenanigans next month. As I said before, I plan on having another episode of the German stream, a stream completely in German. So we'll see about that. And of course, the general AMA stream like this one. I hope to be able to do one next month as well. And yeah, even more stuff. So thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, it's beyond words. It always leaves me speechless every single time. It really does. So thank you. Have a nice weekend, of course. And see you next time, hopefully. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And if you did, and if you enjoy my videos, feel free to recommend me to other people who may also be interested in my channel and the like, so that maybe at some point we may get to 100k subscribers. It will take a long time, I know, but maybe at some point, and maybe with a little bit of help from you guys as well, spreading the word and everything, maybe we'll get there at some point. Yeah, wouldn't mind. Anyway, thanks for everything. Thanks for everything I wanted to say, and cheers, of course, wherever you are on the globe. Have a good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and everything all at once. And a great weekend, of course. Thank you, and tschüss und bis zum